So pranams everybody. Asatoma sadgamaya tamasoma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Arunachala Shiva. So we are doing Arunachala Ramana Chintanam. This is 12th episode. So right from the start we have finished 5 chapters. Last time we finished 5 chapters where this is all the series where Rishi Gautama is expounding the glory of Arunachala, the secrets of Arunachala, the way to worship. Shiva is guiding Parvati to go to Gautama Rishi, and since Gautama Rishi has already done all the different austerities as prescribed because he has been there, and that is why he is known to be very close to Shiva, because he has understood the glory of that hill. He is explaining how the hill is not just a hill, ordinary hill, but it's that effulgent light, from where the light it has converted into or cooled down, that is fire, it has cooled down to the hill. And he is thus explaining because at this time when Parvati is around there, it is a hill, and now the Mahima has to be told how this hill came to existence. So she is being explained that how from light it was formed. So in this whole play, we are being explained. That is the Mahima, that's the whole Mahima of the scripture. That in this enactment of Parvati doing the tapas and Rishi Gautama explaining to her, that was passed down through all the traditions, down through all the yugas, through all the centuries, through all the times to the generation that we are in. So it's like a divine plan. A divine plan that the ignorant, those who get too much grossly, they will not know. So to captivate their senses, to catch their attention, the Lord has to take the gross form, because we are all gross. We can understand and see only gross. We cannot understand the light. We cannot understand the sound. So we can only understand what is manifested, because we are light, we are sound, but we do not know that. What we know is this manifestation of the gross. Light and sound only has manifested into this body, but since our awareness and consciousness is stuck at the body level, we understand only the body, physicality, and we understand our physicality, the world's physicality. That's how the hill also is a physicality. So the Lord appears in the physical form. Gurus appear in the physical form. Why do gurus appear in the physical form? Because we cannot understand consciousness. So the Param Tattva only converts into Guru Tattva, and the instruments. The instruments means the physical bodies which are worthy enough or ready enough to be the Vahana, to be the vehicle of that, the Param Tattva, through that instrument functions as the Guru or the teacher or an instrument or a medium. It is nothing with that personality. It is nothing about that object. Through the object only, the Lord personifies. So, lower forms. The consciousness comes lower. The Guru has to be the human form, because our consciousness is stuck in the human body. So we can relate only with the human bodies. We look at one body, our body we know, so we can look at the Guru's body. Even the gods, we cannot understand the God in consciousness, so we have to give gods also bodies. Nama Rupa. Do you see? Because I am identified with my Nama and Rupa, I can only see and understand Nama and Rupa. So that is why I name even that consciousness, I bottle that consciousness into a body, into a nama, into a rupa. I capture that consciousness, that vast infinite consciousness, and make it finite into a guru's body, into a deity's body. Why? Because I am limited in the body. Do you understand? So that's the play of Shiva itself. Play of God, playing to reach us to our level. Whichever level we are on, right from top to bottom, you can see the cosmic intelligence has provided everything. Those who are at a very high level, oh, they are their own sadhanas, they have their own means. The higher lokas, maharloka, siddhaloka, or what you call it, tapoloka. There also work is going, play is going on, but it's a very divine form. The higher lokas, higher dimensions, what we so much are fascinated with. Beautiful astral worlds. Yeah, because the purity is higher, so it is more subtler. So their play is all in the subtle forms. They don't have to relate too much with the gross forms. The grosser the consciousness, the grosser that God only manifests into the gross in the grossest way. So God is present in all the dimensions. In every tattva is present. So that God only keeps guiding us in some or the other way. That is why I say every atom is Guru. Guru is not just in one body, in one photo frame. Everything, if you are aware, deeply aware, you will see the Guru, the Lord functioning as a Guru. That is why Bhagavan Dattatreya says, the self is my Guru, out of which the 24 elements came out. All the 24 elements are my Guru. 24 elements by which Prakriti is created. The nature, elements of nature. So, this Mahima is being told. That is the reason that Parvati needs to understand the subtle, because she is merging with the subtle. Her interest is to go and become one with Shiva because she came from there. Now, as I told you, we are only that Parvati. We are also ascending and moving towards Arunachala only, towards the self only. Who is doing all that? Lord only is doing. Arunachala only is doing. In so many different ways, you can see. If Parvati has been commanded to go here and there to do, you will see, if you closely observe, you are also commanded to do only. That is why you are doing so many things. Only thing is, Parvati is aware of it. We are not aware. But in unawareness also, we have been given methods and practice and guidance and support. Everything is there only, if you see. Like I always say, whether we like it or not, we are all ascending. Because everything is by the will of that consciousness, we are all ascending. So it is ignorance to say, I am not ascending. And when they bring in that ignorance, I am not ascending, or I am stuck, I am going down, I am going left, I am going right, I am not evolving. That ignorance, when it comes, from that point, struggle begins to do something, to go somewhere, to elevate myself, to uplift myself, to purify myself, to self regulate, to attain self realization. You cannot attain self realization. Go and merge with God. That's all coming because of that ignorance. I am not enough yet, and there is no God in me. So I want to go and merge in some God. Because the basic belief is God is not in me. Then only you can say I have to go and merge in. But if you realize very deeply, God is in every particle. Not as a philosophy, not as poetry, but as deep experience. And that's what we are practicing, shifting into awareness day and night. This only we do, isn't it? To make you fully aware. Because when you are fully aware, you will give up all this ignorance of, I'm not enough. I got to do this. I got to do that. Now, this step I have to do. If I don't put efforts, I will go haywire. And I keep telling people, seekers, at least the members here, SI, do not do and see. Leave all your practice for a month. You are the doer, right? So you're doing so much and nothing is happening. So don't do. If you're the doer, things will happen. If you don't do, things will not happen. Don't do and see. I'm challenging you. You don't do, things will still happen. I have, see, that challenge is not, I don't want to challenge anybody outside. I am challenging that with the conviction of what's happening to me, what happened to me. There are times when I gave up. I don't want to. And I saw even when I gave up, things are happening. And that giving up is not like 1 hour or 2 hours or weeks to months. I just gave up, existing like a zombie, fully disappointed with spirituality and everything, like basically life only. What the hell is this? And when you give up, those few days or months, weeks or months, what I went through, I saw evolution was even better. Because this I creates the problem. If you give up, that struggle drops. That comes when the ego is bruised. Ego is doing this and that and doing everything, and then it doesn't get what it wants. So it feels disappointed. Ego is disappointed. Hatash ho gaya. Ego gives up. And ego has to give up on the path somewhere. So when it gives, things happen. Buddha did everything all his life to search the truth. He left his palace, everything. He lived in the most dire circumstances. He tried every practice that he could. He came across many saints. He left food, became thin to the bones. He did everything, survived on a grain of rice every day. And finally, when fed up, he gave it up. And when he sat completely giving up and fed up with the whole efforts under the Bodhi tree, it happened. So, somewhere that blow, now we call that negativity. I thought it is negativity. Things not going my way. So, something wrong with me. Despite doing this, that, everything, doing nothing is happening. So what will happen? Ego is bruised. So that doer gives up. Disappointed. See, when that ego gives up, the struggles stop, at least temporarily. What is there to struggle? Because the struggle only is a pain, right? So you don't want to struggle, so you give up and you want to just rest. I spend days sleeping, just traveling, most of the time in Kanjangad, Ganeshpuri and Arunachala for 1 year. Just lazily around. Money nahi. Eat, sleep, read. What else to do? Breath is going, right? Heartbeat is going on. What else to do? You have to keep yourself entertained. Spiritual entertainment both ho gaya. All singing, dancing, up and down, tossing this, that, everything. That entertainment was over. Tired now. Mind is tired. So now it wants to rest. So during that resting period, what happens? The friction drops down, the struggles drops down, and that is when clarity starts coming out. There is space for grace to enter. Otherwise, where the grace is there? I am only like grace creator. I'm the creator of everything. I kick the grace also out. Who's the Lord? I am the doer. I will do everything. And when that gets kicked out, you drop and then the doer takes over. Actual doer. Without you knowing. Now, that might seem like a negative incident. I thought it is a negative incident in my life. But that is blessing of Shiva. That is how we are taught lessons. That is why if you go deeply into Shiva Sutras, suffering is considered as the Shaktipat of Shiva. One dose has to be given to us. Otherwise, the ego will not listen. It is too much. I am the creator. I will get it. I will manifest. These are my goals. I put it there. I am going to achieve it. Come what may. Don't give up. Keep struggling. That is what the world teaches, right? Keep struggling. Don't give up. Even spirituality teaches, don't give up. Don't be a loser. Success, success. Go achieve, achieve, achieve. One day that achievement will go down, because how much are you going to achieve in this world? Where is the end to this? Because desires, the structure of desire is such that once you get one completion, next will pop up. Rakta bija it is. Then you will find yourself chasing that. You have to get tired one day. You will get tired only, I've told this many times, you will get tired only when you see all that you call success, 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 and your spiritual paths keep telling you, go chase it, become an achiever, achiever. The day you understand that whatever you have achieved will one day go out of your hands, and the pain that you have when it goes, because that successor, that achiever, you have put lot of efforts in your life to get that. You must maybe celebrating, I got it. That is a joy. But I am telling you, the moment you achieve something in life with your so called I am the doer, the moment you achieve it, there will be joy and it's sorrow at the same time. The sorrow you can't see. Joy will be there. Wow, I'm celebrating. Fantastic. I got it. And you'll be so, but deep down in your heart, you know, now I have to maintain it. Brahma Tattva to pura ho gaya. Now Vishnu Tattva start. Friction start. Inside new tension start. And slowly, as you start preserving it, maintaining it, sustaining it, you will see it is a struggle, because you know खिसकते जा रहा है. Every moment you have to be on alert to keep that. Why? Because the ego went and achieved it. Now, how can it give up so easily? It will contain it. The moment you have birth, death is there with you, isn't it? The moment you are born, the risk of death is there at that very moment. So, what is there to celebrate that birthday? You are born at the same time, your death timer also begins. You might be counting your days. I'm 2-year-old, I'm 20-year-old, now I'm 35, now I'm 55, now I'm 75th birthday. You might be celebrating, but there is a clock that's going reverse also, and you know it. So the fear also is there. With every achievement, there is a fear of losing it. You struggle for that job, career, day and night, and all your leaders, so called, they tell you, go achieve, become an achiever, get success. You go and get. And after so much of mehnat, you get that job. Now you have to maintain that job. You get a career, you get an entry into a certain place. Now you got to maintain it. You run behind a boy or girl and you're chasing day and night. And look at what all you do to win the heart of the other. So much of intensity is there the day I get it. And what is that? Get it? Marriage. So that's the purpose running behind it. And the day it is got, the timer begins. And deep down in the subconscious, now I got to maintain it. Until now, Brahma Tattva, creation. Now it is being created. Now Vishnu Tattva, how to maintain it. Maintaining relationships, maintaining jobs, maintaining health, maintaining wealth, maintaining status, maintaining your success. And there is where the trouble begins. The struggle. All which you have created now, all to sustain it. You become so busy. You notice this? The successful man is busy now to sustain it, because he and she knows it is going to go if he is not alert. But I am telling, the day you realize whether you are alert or not, also it is going to go away from you. You have understood. Then you understand this path. of non-doing. Till then, it will not be understood. Till then, repeated lessons. It will keep going, keep on going. The doer only is everything. Free will only is everything. So that has to go. So that's a part of the play, but there is lessons in the play. Always remember this. Anything that you. So I was once with a. What do you call them? Success coach. I was there in one place. I had gone to visit him, and I was going to Ganeshpuri from there. So I was there at halted that night at his place, and next morning he said, "Why? I've got a program." He conducts many programs, so he said, "Come, you also join me. I'm going to such and such place, 5-6 hours drive from here." I said, "Good enough." He showed me the pamphlet. I said, "I'll go." But when I saw the pamphlet, my mood only went off. My intention changed. It was the title of that program was "Success Leads to Contentment." So it was all about success, how to be successful. I said, "No, bhai, I got to go. I'm going towards Ganeshpuri." I said, "Why? It's a very exciting program." I said, "Good, very good enough, but my philosophy is different." "What is your philosophy?" I said, "It's the reverse. You say contentment leads to success leads to contentment. I'm saying contentment leads to success. Success is contentment, you say. I say contentment is success. The day you are contented, you are the most successful person. I wonder why the paths don't tell this. Spiritual paths. To settle down. You heard of that story of that man who's lying down under the tree, nice, like a page, mast maula. Day long he'll be lying there, looking at the sky. And one man comes, he's the farmer there, and he says, "What are you doing here?" "I'm lying down here, mast." "You lazy fellow. What is that mast?" "What do you mean by must?" "You learn nothing sitting here. Go achieve some success in life. Look at me. What are you doing?" "I am tilting my farms." So he says, by doing some work, by doing this, by continuously struggling, by attaining something or the other, it will be successful. He said, "For what? Why are you tilting this?" "I am tilting this farm so that I can grow good crops." "What will happen with that?" "I will get a good yield." "What will happen with that?" "Hey, what will happen with that?" "I'll go and sell it in the market full of demand." "What will happen with that?" "I'll get a lot of money." "What will happen with that?" "Then what will happen?" He thinks and he says, "I'll buy a better house, I'll have good comfort." "What will happen with that?" "Then what will happen? I have everything now. So then I'll go and aram se now rest in the house." And this man says, "That is what I'm doing right now." Now that is not a lazy bumma. He's a fakir. He has reached that state. So I'm not talking uh, about tamasic people who are lazy. Wow, they say, wow, new sutra from Arunachala Tattva. Let's lie down and just be relaxed at home. Everything will come. I don't mean that. You have to work it out so hard, then you understand. Because what you work out also gives you a result. Like I tell you, put efforts in your sadhana, practice, do mantra japa, do tapa, do havan, do everything you do, that's not a problem. But the grace of that is generated. That grace only tells you now effort is useless. It is the grace of your sadhana only which tells you. So you have to do to know that it is not in the doing, it is in the being. That takes some time. And that is this tattva, what we are talking about. From doing to being. Here no doing is there. You see, even in our practices and shifting into awareness, what do we do? There is no prop, absolutely no prop. No object, no material, no photo, no imagination, no mantra, no sound, no music. What is there? Whatever is there, we become aware of it, isn't it? And you see the beauty of how it is, how powerful it is. We don't create anything. We don't hold on to anything. We don't catch anything in the mind. Nothing to hold. Nirlamba. But whatever is there, slowly we deeply become aware one by one and see how deep it goes. So that's the essence of this whole journey, from outward to inward, from macro to micro, from doing to non doing, from effort to effortlessness, from movement to stillness. Movement is Shakti, stillness is Shiva. Isn't stillness the movement moving towards the stillness? It is coming from there to inside only, finally. Everything has to come and end up in that perfect spot of completeness, contentment, tripti. That's it. So, here he explains to Ma Gauri about the Mahima, because slowly she's understanding the greatness of this, and she's understanding it's not just a hill, it is something beyond. So you're paying attention. And that's why he said, go to Rishi Gautama, because he will explain it in the perfect manner. So what he is explaining is what we are reading through. Now it is too deep. Some places I've gone very deep. Some places I've just read it if they are like stories. But those stories also, if you sit contemplating, it can take weeks and you can go deep into it. It is so vast. These are not just ordinary stories. They are all metaphoric. They have esoteric meanings. So you have to literally sit and do that. But the beauty is, whatever you see in the outside, you will see every tattva is being pointed inside only of you. I'll try to keep at least the general ones, the interpretations, but I'll not be able to go into the minor ones because it's so deep, 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 deep. We might spend a year doing this Glory of Arunachala. So I would recommend you take the book Glory of Arunachala from Ramanashram. You can order it online also and go through this. But now when you read it, you'll have better idea of the whole thing. Previously you have read the Mahima, but now you'll have a different flavor. Meditate upon the Lord and then take Arunachala's blessing and then meditate upon it. He will reveal to you from inside. Gautama Rishi is sitting inside also. Definitely. There is nothing that is outside and not inside. Everything that you hear here is there within. So, the sixth chapter, the fifth chapter, he talked about, what was it? Gautama narrates the glory of Arunachala. Okay. Now he is talking, sixth chapter, he is talking the glory of various Thirthas around Arunachala. This also I'll just read and I'll skip certain parts. I just made a note because I just read through today morning. Some things are too much not needed. On the northern side of the hill is situated, this is all Gautama Rishi telling Mahaparvati. On the northern side of the hill is situated the holy tank of Kubera containing lotuses of sweet fragrance. In the quarter belonging to the Isanya, that is the northeast, lies the holy tank of Isanya. You must have heard these words. Isanya Lingam, Kubera Lingam. These are the Ashtalingams which are there. So there are many Tirthas. Tirthas are the holy waters, sacred waters. We are not just talking about the physical, there are very non physical Tirthas also. But again, all these Tirthas, rivers, land, whatever is there, is again referring to the inner space only. The lotus eyed Vishnu bathed in the holy tank on the western side. The 9 planets acquired their status as a result of bathing in it. So, the 9 planets bathed in it. So, if you generally see where the planets are going to come there and bathe, it is the story of the creation, how these planets were created. Are you getting it? From Arunachala, from that light, now we are talking about how the formations of Tirthas took place. And it's just expanding, right? Everything is taking one place. How the Dikpalakas come there. The 8, or these Ashtalingas are the 8 guardians, and There are 8 elephants. Diggaj they are called. Gaja is elephant. So they are the what you call the Vahana of the gods. So they look like very mythological, but they are actually these 8 forces within us, by which the creation, this my Brahmanda is standing now. So the 9 planets acquired their status as a result of bathing in it. Those who bathe in the holy tank obtain the blessings of the 9 planets. Navagraha. You must have heard many of these in the retreats when we are going around, and Ashok Bhai explains many of the things in details. So some things, some of you might click. It is those things only. Those who bathe in the holy tank obtain the blessings of the 9 planets. Durga, Vinayaka, Skanda, Kshetrapala, Saraswati, other gods and goddesses dwell around the holy tank of Brahma and protect it. The Ganga, Yamuna, and Godavari, and Saraswati, Narmada, Sindhu, Kaveri, Sonananda, and Sona rivers are reputed to flow unseen around Arunachala. Invisible rivers. Like you have the Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati. Saraswati is known to be the invisible river, supposed to be flowing very invisibly. But see, Ganga, Jamuna, and Saraswati, Ganga and Yamuna is, we know, Saraswati, they know it flows, but it's unseen. It is very mystical. It's somewhere unseen or underground or things, many things, speculations are there. But again, even if they are outside, inside it is Ida, Pingla, and Sushumna Nadi. The 3 rivers simply means the 3 nadis. So that is why it comes here, Varanasi. This is the Varanasi, Triveni Sangam, where Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati from the Mooladhara, there, Ida, Pingla, Nadi, they come, and you can see the Ida and Pingla coming and standing here like this, and the Sushumna comes here. So it is the confluence of the 3 rivers, where the 3 rivers meet, Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati. It is known as the Triveni Sangam. So people go to Triveni Sangam and dubki lagate hain. They take a holy dip, but actually that's outside. Okay, rituals and are outside, fantastic. But again, as I told you, macro and micro, it is actually referring to the 3 nadis, and you through the Saraswati or the Sushumna, your consciousness, your prana traveling and coming and taking a dip here, holy dip. This is your entry point into the heart space. You're directly diving into the heart. Are you getting it? So the holy dip, those who take the holy dip shall attain moksha, they say. So people go and take the holy dip in Triveni Sangam thinking they will get moksha. The dip is to be here. Only when you come and merge here, your Chetana comes here, then you get mukti. Your physical body cannot get a mukti. Osha said beautifully that your body does not uh, generate what you call papa or impurities. All the wrongdoings, whatever is doing, it is done in the mind. Mind has the impurity, not the body. But Ganga can only wash your body, not your mind. Osho beautifully pointed it out. So, how many holy dips you are going to take in the confluences? It doesn't matter. But if see, these rituals are there, all these are prescribed. It is not that it's not prescribed. The Triveni Sangam, the Mahima of that. But you have to do that in awareness. You have to be connected so deeply that the outer must lead you to your internal state. So when you go and take that dip, actually you're dipping inside. Like when you go to Arunachala, what do I teach there in retreats? It's there, okay, but it's here also. We look at the hill, we do everything, right? Parikrama, everything. But what do I tell you? While you're doing parikrama, don't forget to do parikrama within also. At the same time, simultaneously. So if you do that, connecting with the inner, it's very powerful. Even the holy dip. Whatever you do outside should connect inside. Then the meaning is served. It is said that by bathing in the holy tank of Agastya on the southern side, one acquires the knowledge of several languages. So, if you want to have more languages, if you want to speak more languages, you can take holy dip here. It actually connects to the intellect, the memory, how powerful it becomes. That's what it's trying to demonstrate here. Multilingual. Because these are not ordinary faculties to be multilingual. The brain cannot hold that much. But these are powers. Agastya bathes in it in the company of sages in the month of Bradapada, and worships Arunadri. By bathing in the holy tank of Vashishta on the northern side, one understands the meaning of the Vedas. These are all the dips that you take inside. The more dips you take inside, all these siddhis, powers, understanding, realization, that all happens when you go inward. Outward only prepares you. Got it, no? Inward is the actual thing. That is why when you meditate deeply inward, only siddhis, ashtasiddhis and all, where they come. If you're all the time doing rituals outside, it won't come. That has to reflect inside, and from inside the siddhis happen. It looks like the siddhis are coming from outside, but it is coming from inside. Even Atma Bodha, self-realization, doesn't come from outside. Nobody can give it to you from outside. It's happening inside. It is an internal, subjective, personal experience. That's why I keep telling, Guru cannot give you self-realization. Guru can guide you towards that self-realization. That dip is within you. He cannot take your head and put it into your being, right? You have to do it. But every tattva can be explained. Guidance can be given. No guru can give anybody self-realization. It has to be earned by self-effort. In that case, you look at all the stories of rishis and many gurus in the start. You'll see ignorance right under their nose, right where they are. Do you see avatars? In and around, you'll see plenty of ignorance, right where they are. उसको बोलते हैं दिया तले अंधेरा. The darkness under the lamp, it is called. The shadow of the lamp. There is always darkness under the lamp. That cannot be driven away. The darkness must choose to come into the light. The light cannot force. If the light could force into darkness, then Shiva would have done it in one shana, right? So much of things are happening here. If he is the all-powerful God, why can't he just illuminate everything and make everybody? No, that's the free will. That's the choice given to everybody to play the game, because in the game there is a collective game that's happening. So whatever is the state of the world is a collective game that's going on. It's neither good, neither bad. It's just like a dream appearing, playing itself out. You have a dream, a bad dream. It is bad only till you are in the dream. It is bad only till you are dreaming. The moment you wake up, what is the reaction? It was only a dream. For Shiva, it is that way. It's only a play. He doesn't take anything seriously. We take it seriously because we feel this is real. The dreamer takes it always seriously, not the waking person. So everything is from within. Self-realization is self-effort. The grace of the Guru, the grace of avatars, grace of God is always there. But how ready am I to catch that grace? That's always a question. So even if I am the closest or close, I cannot win favors. You cannot favor anybody in this path. In that case, all the gurus of the past, you see all their stories. So much of stories are there where the guru sends their own sons or daughters to other gurus because they cannot handle it. घर की मुर्गी दाल बराबर जैसा होता है. It cannot happen because this tattva itself is not about the Maya sansara, favoritism and my favorite, and it doesn't work only there. So it is the ignorance that has to come to light. Asatoma sad. That is why all these prayers. Asatoma sadgamaya tamasoma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritamgamaya. The darkness or the one who is in darkness always prays, requests, pleads, surrenders. Then it happens. But if I'm not surrendering, standing like this with my Sina Chowda, what do you call that? 8 packs, muscular body standing there. And then nobody can do a favor by penetrating. Even Shiva can't do that. The body has to learn with experience that ये body नहीं चलने वाला. In this path, nothing can go. How much brain you are, how much wisdom you have, how much knowledge you have, how much wealth you have, how much power you have, how much followers you have, how much of health and puffing bodies you have, how much handsome or how much beautiful you are. All these things have no value here. In fact, this is all another rung of subtle Maya, spiritual Maya. Spiritual ego is stuck in it. So, until I say, I get the kick and I say, I learn from that and I say, I want to liberate, till then, no guru can help, no God can help. Nobody can forcefully put grace into anybody. It's against the law. It has never happened before, also. It has never happened in the history anywhere here. Even in the gods, you see the whole thing here. I tell one example, right? Parvati, why is Shiva telling? Go to Kanchipuram, do that. Then from there, go to Tirunamalai, go and meet that Rishi and learn from him and do. Why can't he just do? It's his half. Favoritism, why can't he do then? He's so powerful. He can simply tell, you are my beloved. I don't want you to suffer, my dear. Why do you have to go leaving all this comfort and go and rotate here and there and come here and all? You don't worry, you sit here. Relax, I'll take care of you. Can't. Somebody has chosen ignorance. Their choice. Shiva respects every choice. Parvati chooses to go out and create. There is a respect for it. They say, don't do it. So Shiva will not tell us, come liberate now, right now, I want you here. He says, come, it's welcome, no problem. But you say, no, I have to go. I have some more desires. Another few janmas I'm thinking about it. Shiva will say, Thirthas. That is the unconditional love, Shiva. You play the game. For eons also you play. One day you will come. Whenever you come, he is there at home. He loves you playing also. He loves you not playing also. There is no conditions attached. If you are in the game, he will still love you. If you are doing some papa, he will still love you. Don't ever think that he didn't love Ravana. In fact, the Ramayana thing happening, and Ravana, he knows if my child is taking some wrong steps, his own karmas will correct him. That's all. Where will he go? Who's going to die? Nobody dies. Ultimately, the prodigal son will return back home. That's it. So, by bathing in the holy tank of Vashishta on the northern side, one understands the meaning of Vedas. Vashishta comes here from Mount Meru in the month of Asvija, and after bathing in it, meditates upon Lord of Sona. In the month of Kartikeya, the Ganga and the holy waters arrive here together and they worship Arunadri with devotion. By worshipping the holy tank of Brahma in front of Arunadri, great sins like killing a Brahman are expiated. Brahma comes here daily in the month of Margari, and after bathing in it, offers flowers to Arunachala. In the month of Pushya, Indra arrives with the Devas and after bathing in it, salutes Shankara. It's all in the Kala Chakra, the play going on, the activities of the inner world. There is also a great Tirtha named Saivam in front of Arunachala. Tirtha means a holy sacred pond or a sacred holy tank where the water is there. Now, these Tirthas are the tattva of purity, the water element, tattva of purity, purification. They symbolize deeply purification. There is a deep Tirtha within us, the pool of the heart. How much ever time you take a dip there, the center of the being, wherever you want to call it, here, you go and take dips. Every time you take a dip, you will be purified. Yesterday we did that Gayatri sadhana, right? In the webinar. How deep it was, how powerful. First time ever I used mantra in any of my retreats, webinars. Because Ma Gayatri represents the intellect, and we are all doing the work on intellect, vivek, awareness. That's our tattva. So that's how it came to my mind. Because she cleans the buddhi, she purifies the buddhi. And I keep telling often that this is not for Manda Buddhi, Shiva says, tells Parvati. The rest of the things are for Manda Buddhi, more of outwardness. You don't need it because your buddhi is purified. So, for buddhi's purification, intellect's purification, Ma Gayatri. So, I've added that into the course. It is just, the team has just released it. It is there in the courses. I put it deliberately in the courses because that's one of the powerful tool of shifting into awareness platform. People can do intense purification work on that. Antakarana Shuddhi. Antakarana is Manachitta, Buddhi, Ankar. These four elements: the mind, the intellect, the ego, the memory. All these faculties which are there. So, yesterday we explained in depth. It activates the 5 intelligence tattvas within us. 5 intelligent tattvas. Or that is where Mahagayatri's grace comes. The Dhi. The Dhi is the center of the being, center of the heart space, Hridaya Akasha. That gets activated, that gets purified. Dhi, Buddhi, Vishuddhi. Dhi means the center point of our existence, the Bindu, from where we emanate, from where divinity, purity, everything emanates, from where Arunachala emanates. The whole creation is created. And then we have Medha, which is higher intelligence. Then we have Pragya, which is higher awareness. And then we have Dhriti, which is higher will. So higher will, the sankalpa that we take, a deep will that we have. One will that we have, lower will, is in the outside world. I said, no, sankalpa we take. Success, I have to go and attain success. In the outside world, what is that? Will. But to go inwardly also, you need a will. To go inside also. So higher will, that is Dhriti. Smriti, the highest memory. 5th point. Smriti is highest memory. Memory of who am I? I've forgotten right now, but I have it in that smriti of who I really am, Shivoham. So these panchatattva, these 5 tattvas which are there, are connected with Mahagayatri's blessings. You repeatedly do these 5 factors of your intelligence will activate, purify. That is the outcome of the purification of buddhi. Dhi, see buddhi, dhi and pragya, medha, dhriti and smriti. How to do that sadhana also I've told. You can do it at 4 levels of Vaikhari, Madhyama, Pashyanti, then combine it. The physicality, the telling, the understanding of the every single word while you're speaking it. Vaikhari, what you're speaking, your mind knows it. And third is your Pashyanti level, vibration. You're feeling it. Every single word. You can see that connection here also. That is why I'm telling you about it. Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Deep meaning. It has to be done in that format, what I told. Vaikhari, Madhyama, Pashyanti. Very deeply, if it is done in the 3 worlds, Bhu, Bhuvas, Swaha, the earth, the astral world, and the Swarga, heavens, the higher world, the 3 lokas. You can call it the lower, middle, and upper. 3 lokas, which is always governed by asuras. Tino loko mein ahakar macha diya. The asuras are within us. To get back that, the 3 worlds, Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha, we meditate on that. So this mantra has to be installed in those 3 places, on your physical body, on your prana body, and your mind body. It's very deep. The webinar that we did yesterday, we were guided. I have no idea about all this. This just came out, all those things. I just had the structure of on the 5 faculties. Rest all the sadhana, automatically it came out step by step. All those levels that we went, I forgot also what it is. All those levels. But if we do it in deep, you saw so many. I posted, many of you shared the experiences. I posted it there in the Shifting to Awareness Facebook page, so that people understand this is what it's been done. Some of them had shared back. So that is a very good faculty for Vivek, Gayatri Sadhana, Gayatri Mantra, how to recite it, and what is the holy name about, what is Mother Gayatri standing for, what does she represent, and the origin form of how, from where it came, Vashishta, how Vashishta gave it to Vishwamitra, and how Vishwamitra, through all his tapas and so much of intensity and so much of work, thousands of years, and the ego, pride, lust, ignorance that Vishwamitra had delayed his tapasya. And finally he realized. And when he touches Vashishta, after all that tapas, from his dhi, from the center of his being, the Gayatri mantra floods his entire being. That is the time he becomes a Brahma Rishi. He was targeting to become a Brahma Rishi. Vashishta said, you cannot become a Brahma Rishi because Brahma Rishi is the one who has known the Brahman. Rishi who has known the Brahman only can be self-realized. The one who has realized that Brahman can be Brahma Rishi. And he says, how can I not be that? Because he was an ordinary king, Vishwamitra. So he takes it as a challenge. That's the ego. How can you say that? I'll do it my way. And he does it every way. He gives up everything, does tapas, does that, to compete with competition with Vashishta. I will become as powerful as that. And then what happens? He fails. Every time he fails. Because Shuddhikaran is not there, the purity is not there. And Vashishta is pure. Gayatri is pure. Ma Gayatri stands for purity, purity, purity. The word itself brings purity. When you think of it also, your mind feels pure. So this mantra is very, very powerful. Gayatri sadhana, Brahma Gayatri it is. What Vashishta transferred to Vishwamitra, what Vishwamitra gained was Brahma Gayatri, and what he gave was Brahma Gayatri. There are many, many forms of Gayatri sadhanas. But ultimately it is all with the purity of intention. So what we did yesterday, if you do it, I have given that only like homework. Next 2 weeks, just do that. Don't do anything else. So no webinars or anything next week. Just keep doing that. I've given the recordings, but now recording is not needed because it's come in your courses. All those who did the webinars, you'll find it in your courses. Just go into your account and log in, you'll find it under my courses. So you can repeatedly contemplate on the sattvas and the final practices that we did post the lunch break. Those practices, if you repeatedly do, you'll find, because I've done it. I've done this. And it's powerful. It will not be understood immediately because sometimes purging will be there and clouding will be there, manthan will be there, mind might go berserk, and sometimes body is not cooperating with it, and things like that. So it might feel like, damn. It takes its own time. It just needs the trust and surrender. It has to be kept doing till the manthan happens. All these things are there here. That is why I'm referring these things. Manthan. Manthan also is there. Manthan is this only. Purity. For purity, whenever you do, churning will start from inside. All level it will start. But that intention to do it only is God's grace. Because when your time comes only, you can do it, right? When your time comes to purify, from inside only that force has to come. Nobody can give it from outside. So if it is coming from inside, thank the Lord. Anything, this pull to sit, be persistent, to be consistent in your practice, to have only sadvichara, to have the satsanga, mumukshatva, nothing other than that. Always want to abide with the truth. These are all the grace of the Lord. We must always be grateful to it. So those who want to do it, it's there in the courses now. Okay. There is also a great Tirtha named Saivam in front of Arunachala. Rudra bathes in it, holding in his hand the Brahmakalpa. Nahi, Brahmakapala. Oh, the skull of the Brahman. They're all deep, deep stories. That don't take it very grossly. Why is he holding the head or skull of Brahma and all that? There are deep, deep meanings. You sit and meditate on all these things. Many stories are there here. I'm not going into depth into all this. Shabu graciously dwells in it in the company of his followers in the month of Magha and thereby absolves the sins of people. Agni bathed in auspicious Agni Tirtha situated in the quarter of Agni in the southeast and obtained goddess Swaha for his consort. So these are their achievements, praptis. These are all internal achievements that you get. So when you say northeast and all this, this is the dimension of Arunachala, what we are talking, okay? From that point we are talking. Kama, the god of love, bathed in it, which one? Agni Tirtha. And it in the month of Falguni, and by worshipping Sonadri, became the lord of all pleasures. Brahma Rishis always dwells joyfully at the Vaishnava Tirtha, the sacred tank of Vishnu, on the southeast. Vishnu goes there once in a month of Chitra. Vishnu goes there in the month of Chitra and after bathing in it meditates upon the Lord of Arunadri. It is by doing so that he became the Lord of all the worlds. The Surya Tirtha, that is the tank of Surya, the sun, situated in the quarter of Kubera, where the Kubera Lingam is, in the north, is capable of curing all diseases. Bhagavan Surya comes there in the month of Vaikasi and after bathing in it adores the Lord. The Ashwini Devas bathed in the pure Ashwini Tirtha, which is the sacred tank of the Ashwinis, situated in the quarter of Isa Brahma Uttara, that is in the northeast, and he became pure. The Pandava Tirtha, that is the sacred tank of the Pandavas, situated at the foot of Arunachala, is well known for his auspicious qualities and is capable of fulfilling desires and bestowing liberation. Now you'll understand the crowd of Tirunamalai. They are all aware. Huh? The people who go there are all aware of these Mahimas. That is why they go. That is why you'll see in certain places flooded, certain rituals. Now all those rituals are as prescribed in the scripture. It is all prescribed in the agamas, and they are all authenticated and very scientific. But the only thing that I'm saying is you have to be conscious and aware. You can't just be disconnected and just do it physically and dhakka muki, you hit somebody, you push somebody, you fight with somebody, you race, and then you just get out of that place. That's not how it is prescribed. The Shastras prescribe all these rituals, but it tells you a way also to do it. Bhudevi, that is goddess earth, was blessed with all the herbs and fruits as a result of bathing in it, along with all the devas in the month of Jeshta. The Vaishvadeva Tirtha, that is the sacred tank of the Vishvedevas, situated in the quarter of Soma Surya Uttara, northwest, is famous for bestowing lordship of the world. The Vishvedevas, although very powerful, could not obtain their share of sacrifices. Therefore, they bathed in the month of Ashada, adored Shiva, and thereby overcame the disability. By bathing in the famous Indira Tirtha, that is the sacred water of Indira, situated in the east, goddess Lakshmi was wedded to Lord Vishnu. By bathing in the Skanda Tirtha on the north, Skanda became very powerful. Agastya Kumbhaka and Kumbha always dwell in the Kumbha Tirtha on the west, famous for his holiness. The Ganga worships Arunachala at its feet, the Yamuna in the middle, and the Narmada on the top. These are again the starting of the creations when the thing starts flowing out. See, fire. Arunachala is fire. Before that, it's space, right? It's the tattvas, Panchamahabhutas. Agni के बाद pani, water comes. That is all this, the start of water element. That's the meaning of all this. There are many other tirthas also. Even sage Markandeya did not know all of them. So that's one impossible thing. Many. So the Mahima is not full, if you see, even if it is explained. So many things that cannot be explained. You can't contain all these things actually. So deep. That king of sages pleased the Lord by his austerities, and that is Markandeya, and lovingly begged for the following boon. Bhagwan Arunadri, there are thousands of tirthas. They will not be visible to persons of meager knowledge. How can men find them all in one place? It is not possible for a man to worship them one by one. You must withdraw all your effulgence within yourself and manifest as Sonadri, worshipped by all the devas who are afraid of worshipping. Definitely, this is Markandeya Rishi's prayer to Lord Shiva. That so many tirthas, known, unknown. How is it ever possible for a man of no knowledge to even go and find all these things? So difficult. Look at us only. How many times have we gone to Arunachal? How many do we know places? It's very difficult. How much ever you explore that hill also, you can't. So how much are you going to hunt here and there to worship you, O Lord? That is Markandeya telling. There are thousands of tirtha. They will not be visible to people of meager knowledge. How can men find them all in one place? It is not possible for man to worship them in one place. So you must withdraw your effulgence, your light within yourself, and manifest as Sonadri, worshipped by all the devas who are afraid of approaching you. So this Gautama Rishi is telling the story, all this narration to Parvati. So Gautama Rishi now says, I too, by the grace of Shiva, adored him in the form of Arunachala and worshipped the invisible Linga. So when this prayer is made by Markandeya to Lord Arunachala, it simply is telling that too many things, too many tirthas and all that, where we can go and take a dip. You manifest as one. And obviously, that is what we are also telling, pointed to the highest light. From there, all many manifestations are there. How many are you going to? How many crores of gods and goddesses? I often tell, we go in one direction. We want fortune, we want wealth, we want name, we want health, we want desire fulfillment. Different departments we go. Why not go to the top? Straight to the top. From where all this manifest. So the top, we are telling, but it's not easy for everybody to go to that. That's what we are understanding, because we will understand only little by little and then we're slowly going there, isn't it? So it takes time. Like Parvati is taking time to understand and reach the Lord. We are taking time to. So that's all valid in one way. So ultimately, what Markandeya Rishi prayed, that it is difficult, so you manifest as this, and that's what happened. So Gautama Rishi also is saying the same here. I too, by the grace of Shiva, adored him in the form of Arunachala and worshipped the invisible linga for the benefit of the whole world. A celestial pavilion was constructed here by Vishwakarma. Various festivals and celebrations were introduced. Sages found several kinds of scriptures dealing with dharma and conducted the worship of Shiva in accordance to them. I also appointed 7 noble maidens sprung from the sacrificial fire for the worship of Shiva. In olden days, the lord of Sonasaila was specially worshipped by many kings who had regained their kingdoms after conquering their enemies. It's all gross. This linga in the form of hill is blemishless and is named Annamalai. Annamalai is very another profound name of Arunachala. In Tamil Nadu, it's known as Annamalai also. That is why Tiruvannamalai, Annamalai. The Lord of Arunagiri, who grants boons, should always be meditated upon. Gautama Rishi is telling Parvati. Fortunate indeed are the noble souls who have acquired the boundless merit by worshipping the Lord of Arunachala, who protects his devotees and absolves them of all sins the moment they think of him. May you too meditate upon him and achieve your object. This ends this chapter. So Gautama Rishi is telling Mahaparvati all these things. That fortunate indeed are those who will acquire boundless merits, who have acquired boundless, because without having the merits of punyas, you cannot be even listening to this, you cannot even understand it, and you cannot be doing it. 3 things I said. First, the fortune of listening to it. Second, even if you listen to understand it. Third, even if you understand to practice it. All these 3 need grace. We might think it is in our efforts, it's not. You try and you see. Put your efforts and see. Very difficult it is. So that interest which is developed in us, that comes as an outcome of many punyas of the past. Then only you will have Advaita Vasana. Avadut Gita verse 1. Advaita Vasana Ishvara Kripa. By God's grace only you will have this Advaita Vasana. And by God's grace only you will understand this Tattva in the real form. And by God's grace only you will undertake the practices of what you understood. Isn't it? Bountiful. So he's telling, fortunate indeed are the noble souls who have acquired boundless merit by worshipping the Lord of Arunachala, who protects his devotees and absolves them all of all the sin the moment they think of him. So, saying this, he says, this place, Arunagiri, Arunachala, Annamalai, is that place. By great fortune you reach here, but by the fortune that you get here by worshipping or meditating on that light is such that the moment you think of him, all the sins can get absorbed. In that unity, like yesterday's sadhana, what we did, it's complete in awareness of all the tattvas. alignment. In that you have to do. So it means when you look at Arunachala, means not that the two-eyed look, include the third eye also. When you look, don't look always with two eyes. Two eyes is samsara. Third eye must be, that third eye only is viveka and awareness, what we are talking about. This has to open. So only we are doing all this. So when you look at anything, the third eye also is looking at it. That is your intuitive eye. So what you look is just the grass, but you intuitively know what you're looking at when your third eye is open. Because that tells you what is real, what is false. Viveka tells you that only. So two eyes to see the grass, and the third eye to see the subtle. I was explaining in one of the starting episodes here, but now I remember suddenly I disconnected, I didn't complete it. Where I said, I've seen Shiva in three formats. Not there. The photos. One is with the eyes open, one is with the eyes closed, and one is with the eyes half open. Now, this demonstrates eyes fully open is the Jagrat. And when these two eyes are open, samsara is what you see. So you chase the samsara with two eyes. When the third eye opens, these two eyes starts dimming. Because the third eye also is giving connection. That means you are rising from samsara. You are seeing samsara, but you are rising. Isn't it? You are seeing what is false, because the third eye is telling you what is real. Two eyes are telling what is false, third eye is telling you what is real. This balance, when it happens, you are that is that shift, what I talk about, the shift into awareness. When the moment you're shifting into awareness, you have seen that whenever you do that, suddenly there is a jerk. There is a pause when you do the shifting into awareness practice. Suddenly you are coming to your presence, and within a few seconds the world is not the same anymore. Previously it was because you are looking with two eyes. The shift is the third eye opening. The moment the third eye opens, you are looking at the world, but you are disconnected from it. The drishta happens. There is a third eye opening. That state is the state where you are half in the world and half inside. Yogas Kuru Karmani. So that is the state where you see the pictures of Shiva, half eye open, third eye is open, but half eye like drowsy, meditative, indrawn. But eyes are looking also. I say that should be our state. That is the state of Jivan Mukta. Jivan Mukta means in the world but yet not of the world. In the world, two eyes, but yet not of the world. You function around because these two eyes are because of your karmas. Karmas will be there. Prarabdha karma will take you. But the third eye, by the grace, you will be able to stay afloat in that karma and not get lost in that, not get absorbed by the falseness. So that state, Yoga Nidra, half sleepy, drunken state, half withdrawn, but still watching, Jivan Mukta state. That is the aim of shifting into awareness. We are not, as I tell you, I don't talk about mukti, moksha. Don't be interested in mukti, moksha also. That is too high and too, then you'll start creating hallucinations about it. Focus on what is there here. The freedom in the world, being in the world yet not of the world. Jivan Mukta states. Bhagavan Ram was taught that by Vasishtha Mamani, his guru. He was trained to be in the. That's how Ram performed everything in this world. He fought wars also. He had a marriage. He had children. He had responsibilities. Everything he had. He had problems. How he solved it. Jivan Mukta. Looking at the world, but not taking it very seriously. Internally, his third eye is open, and he can see the falseness. He can see it is a part of his karma, and that's why he is doing it. That should be our state. That should be the goal. Then it's easier, because we are all people in the world, isn't it? We have so many so-called responsibilities, this, that, and all that. You can't foresee it. You can't escape it, but you can stay above it. You have relationships, you have families, everything, but you can stay above it. You can still be in the family and not be obsessed by them. That is where glamour spirituality utterly fails. It is a utter failure I've seen. People are still obsessed with the families. They can't get over it. Then what is the use of spirituality? What is the use? We are going to spirituality, we are meditating only to get more obsessed there. So that is one drawback. But if consciousness and awareness comes, then you can continue being in the world, but you are light headed there. You are not obsessed. Obsessed is a clear sign of ignorance, avidya. That means the third eye is not yet opened. We are not yet seeing it. Only the two eyes are staring. That is why we go and stand in front of the photo of Shiva with his two eyes open, who's doing Thirthas. He is blessing your worldly desires also. For him, it is not only mukti and all that. That also is a part of his. He'll bless you there with the eyes open. As your requirement, that is the reflection of God. So if your eyes, two eyes are open in the samsara, fully obsessed with that, the Shiva also will, two eyes will be blessing you. And if you are meditative, eyes will close. See, your affinity, your attraction to that kind of image also is that only. Your mirror only is. You look into the photos that attract you, you will come to know what is inside. I go into the houses and I see, the moment I look at the photos, I come to know what is the state of seeking. And the third is when the eyes close. This is fully open, both the eyes are fully closed. That means samsara is gone. Completely gone, is completely inward. The third eye is open means pralaya. Only truth. No falseness. Falseness closed down, falseness is destroyed. That is called pralaya. Third eye open. Two eyes are closed. He is completely withdrawn. Now he is in the real space of reality, experiencing itself, self-realization, knowing itself, know thyself. Isn't that beautiful? You will not find all this in the books. These are all what I am contemplating and what I am finding from myself. I am trying to share it. My insights, if it may help you, you look at these things in this manner. So she was these three states which is there. The second one is what I am talking about, not the third one. See, the first one is bhogi, completely gone. And the second one is the yogi. Yogi means the one who's balanced. And the third one is a complete vairagi. Completely is vairag, matlab, complete disconnection has happened because he has realized the true state. That is the state when the karma is also got over with the world and outside. Nothing else now. Now the inner pull is there. That's it's leading you to mukti. The karmas are over. And I'm telling you, as you come to this path here, this path, Gyan Marga, your chitti, when it raises, come till here only, you'll start getting interest in these things. The things will open up, your intuition will open up, the awareness will start increasing so much that you'll drop all the false stuff, and then nothing, emptiness, 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 nothing, neti, neti, neti will happen, begin happening. So you are getting ready for this next dive. So all those who come to Arunachala in this Advaitic manner have lesser karmas left. Because if there are too much of karmas, it will not allow you to come to the core. It will distract you, it will pull you away. That is an indication. And you'll see as you come to close to Arunachala and you are contemplating, you are easily able to do it effortlessly. That is a sign of grace. No efforts from your end. Effortlessly it's happening. That means the sign of Shiva's grace in your life has increased because your efforts has gone down. The divine will is overtaking you, and the rest of the job as you go higher and higher is done by grace. This is a path of pure grace, not a path of effort. So he finally tells about the whole thing about the hill, and then he says, this is that light, when you look at it also, it dissolves. May you too meditate upon him and achieve your object or objective. So, and that's the end of chapter 6. Okay. Chapter 7, the glory of various Thirthas. Now, the glory of various Thirthas again. I think I'll go a little about it, and then I'm going to skip half this chapters because it's all about the gods, goddesses. It explains the different names of Arunachala, and I don't think that's really needed. Like Dhira is the brave one, the auspicious one, the Lord of Devas, Hill of Crimson, Lord of Crimson Hill. That way, there are many names here. So I'm just going to skip. I'll just read this. So Parvati inquired, how did this linga of fire come to exist on earth? How did it become cool and easily visible to all the beings? How are the holy waters rising from this sacred hill withdrawn into it? You must enlighten me. So Gautama Rishi continues. This hill was a mass of fire in the Krita Yuga, means Satyuga. It was then jewels in the Treta Yuga. It turned into gold in the Dwapar Yuga and then into emerald in the Kali Yuga. In the Krita Yuga, that is Satyuga, when it spread out for several yojanas as the mass of fire, Maharishis circumambulated it. Thereafter, at the humble prayer of Devas, Bhagavan Arunachala gradually became cool. Because that what we are talking for several yojanas, mean miles together, it was only fire, the hill. That fire only, when it reduces and contracts into the form, that fire till where it had gone, that yojana, 30 miles, that still remains in that aura. So that fire settling down into, see, I have explained this. Fire is the Panchatattva, what we are talking. Then from fire, the rivers and elements, that is the water and Vayu, and then Prithvi, all those tattvas. The cooling down just means the subtle becoming the gross. That is what's meant by cooling down. Of course, it definitely means the cooling down also, because fire becoming water, water becoming earth. Water is the tattva that cools down. Because when it cools down only, it can become gross. You see, when it cools down only, it can become gross. Otherwise, it cannot. Anything that cools down becomes hard. Have you seen that? You make some dishes or something, like when it is boiling, it's something else. But when it cools down, it becomes hard. The whole thing of the light becoming vibration, vibration converting into energy, energy converting into matter, science, pure science. Like if you take a material, it has atomic configuration, that is why it is taken this shape. Atomic configuration is there. You change the atomic configuration, the structure changes. Like the simple example of hydrogen and oxygen, two gases, hydrogen H, oxygen O. The structure remains invisible gas only until it becomes the two molecules of hydrogen H2 and one of oxygen. The atomic configuration changes, that gas turns into water, H2O. That's how everything is. It's all atomic configuration. In the siddhis and all, you can see somebody's turning an apple into ash, or ash into something else, or some stuff turning into all this. It is that powers, by the power of the mind, when that is done, siddhis. So when this can be understood, it's not very difficult to understand how light becomes vibration, sound, and sound becomes energy, and then energy becomes matter. So if this matter which is there, if the vibration of this is reached, I don't know how to raise the vibration of a pen, but if there is some device by which the vibration of this can be raised, it will start vibrating, and it will become a vibrating body. So धुंधला होना शुरू हो जाता है, start becoming dimmer. The grossness will start becoming lesser and lesser. It will be like a vibration. And still, if it is increased the frequency, that vibration will vibrate, and it will turn into light. That's how from light everything becomes matter, and if you reverse matter, it goes back to light. The physical body also, the Mahasiddhas like Jesus Christ, Mahavatar Baba, Laleshwari, Ramlinga Swami, Tukaramji, all these people are light bodies. Light body is powerful. Light, Divya Sharira. Light becomes Nada Sharira. Divya Sharira becomes Nada Sharira. Nada Sharira becomes Yoga Sharira. Yesterday we did in the webinar very deeply. Divya Sharira is a light body. That light only becomes Nada. It turns into vibration. Vibration, when it intensifies, cools down, it becomes matter. So physical body is actually vibration, but it is not vibrating very high, a gross vibration. But if I raise the frequency of the body and keep on raising, that is where mantra sadhana comes into place. Mantra Maheshwara. Mantra is vibration. So with another vibration, you are raising the vibration of the physicality. So when mantra sadhana is done very regularly, very intensely, it means intensity, lot of intensity, one pointedness. The yoga sharira starts becoming nada sharira, a body of vibration. You can say mantramayi sharira, mantra maheshwara. It's known as another sharira. Means the body is like vibration. It's a pure body, like it's a divine body, a vibrating body. It's only vibration. When you touch that body, you get shaktipat, electricity, because it's pure vibration. And when that again intensified by the will of that yogi or Mahatma, then that vibration turns into light. It is very rare. If you remember, we had done a webinar on Shambhala, that we had talked about this, and we had done one on light masters, activating the light body, which we left half. I mean, we just did it one, and we said we'll do a follow-up if we are ready. We never practiced, we never did further. That is pending since a year, 1 year. And you can see how intense that was. 15 days of intense contemplation, invoking Ma Laleshwari, meditating in her presence, invoking Lord Jesus Christ, meditating in his presence, invoking Mahavatar Baba, invoking, meditating in their presence, and invoking Ramalinga Swami, meditating. It was so beautiful. That is also there in the courses, if you like it. But that's very powerful, 15 days. When that intensifies, then we can go deeper, but it needs a lot of intensity, lot of work continuously on that. संसार से फुर्सत मिले तब होता है. So these sadhanas are all when you are almost finished. Karma, nothing else left. Then internal, like Mahalaleshwari, all those beings are what? Nothing else is left. Other than the holy recitation of the Lord, meditation on the Lord, nothing else left. We cannot directly do that. Oh, Mahalaleshwari did it, I'll also sit and meditate. Try it. It will not happen. Because the prarabdha will keep on pulling you. So that's okay. Not to try to become Mahalaleshwari suddenly, or try to become Jesus suddenly, or Ramalinga suddenly. That's impractical. They can be used as a guidance, but you must learn to enjoy your journey wherever you are. We are being led to that place, we enjoy. By grace, we are taken there. Whatever comes to our jholi, गोद में जो भी आता है, whatever comes into our arms, we accept it as Ishvara Prasad, Shiva Prasad, and simply grahan karke we keep on doing it. That's how we are motivated to do. So eventually, when the time, however, it happens, so we are not focusing on intensifying or grabbing that or doing it. As and when we open, these tattvas will start revealing things to us and it will make it happen. So the light body, what we are talking about, that light body only becomes nada, nada turns into the physicality. The sound only becomes the energy, energy converts into matter. Now you see the whole thing again. What all did I say? Till the physical body. Physical body, if you reverse it, it becomes energy. It starts becoming energy. Energy starts becoming the vibration. Nada. And then it becomes into light. Look at the koshas now. Annamaya kosha converts into energy. Energy body is pranamaya kosha. Intensify it again. The nada, sound. The manomaya kosha and vijnanamaya kosha. These are the sound. Manabuddhi. And then when it moves into the light format, it goes into the Anandamaya kosha. You can see that also is that only. All the creation is always that way. Subtlest to the subtle, to the grossest form. So what are we becoming? Actually, if you ask me, we are becoming subtle. It is a yatra from gross to subtle. We did one more webinar. It is there in the courses, if you remember. Journey from gross to subtle. In that also, this is detail. We have done practices and explained. A journey is actually becoming subtler. So as you become more and more subtler, see subtle tattvas you will start getting attracted towards. Gross means outside. Now as your consciousness is becoming subtler, you will have interest towards subtler things. These are all reflections and hints as to where you are on the path. And you'll see as you are moving towards the subtler, the activity starts reducing, karmic influences starts reducing, desire starts reducing. That means prarabdha is finishing. It's coming, it's slowly finishing off. Otherwise, until the prarabdha is finished, until your sansara, dod, sansar mein khatam nahi hota, you cannot come towards self-realization. Very difficult it is. So, he says, Gautama Rishi says, this hill was a mass of fire in the Satyuga, then it turned into jewels. These are all the, what you call, the manifestation, the things becoming lesser and lesser. For example, you take the jewels, you take gold, you take emerald. They are very purified metals. Gold is a very purified metal. It's a very good conductor. And because of their purity, the rarity, that is why they are priceless. Gems, the purity level. So the gross manifestation, what's happening? First they say mass of fire. From there, Treta Yuga, jewel. Dwapar Yuga, gold. And in Kali Yuga, emerald. So he says further, in the Krita Yuga, when it spread out for several yojana as a mass of fire, Maharishis circumambulated it. So that time in the Satyuga, it was like a fire, ball of fire, the hill. Those days, Maharishis used to circumambulate it, and there they made a humble prayer. The Devas and they all made a humble prayer, and Bhagwan Arunachala gradually became cool. Means it simmered down. Because this is another indication the fury is too Tej. Arunachala is also known as the Tejolinga. Tej. You can't withstand it. We might talk about God and also easily. Why is not God coming and all that? If He comes, then we cannot withstand it. People say, no, Devi aa gaya iske andar. The mother, divine mother, and come. That's all false. Devi cannot. What can Devi come into? You can't contain these tattvas. Can't even think of it. You'll explode. Explode and become nothing. Explode into nothing. That's what can happen if it comes very spontaneously. No, the journey is always slow. Eventually it will go. So that fury, that Tej which is there is too much to handle. So there is a request made by, settle down, calm down, so that we can tolerate you. We can meditate upon you, but if you are so intense, like for example, Arunachala is so hot any season. That's one reason is Agni Tattva hai wo. The hill only is so hot. You go anytime to Skandashram, my God, it's boiling. Virupaksha ke we go. Any season. It will be like a sauna bath inside that. I wonder, Bhagavan Ramana lived there so many years in Virupaksha cave. I think 16 years or something. Oh my God. Very, very hot it is. Because it contains the sacred ash of the Siddha named, or the great Mahapurusha called Virupaksha, who was from Karnataka. A great Siddha who went to Arunachala, I think around 800 years back. And see, in that hill, in that cave, he turned into light. Same what we are talking about. Body to vibration to light, and what left back was the ash of the burnt body. That ash is still there in that Virupaksha cave. And whenever you sit there, you can feel the intense heat. It's very powerful. Whenever we go for retreats and we take there, many of them have had intense purging experiences after a visit to that place, depending on how deeply you do it. Not everybody will have it, because it depends on how deeply you're aligning with that tattva there. Because Saint Virupaksha is not gone, he is in the form of light there, in that cave. So that's another example. Dekho. And it is exactly like a mountain only. That heap of ash which you see. So it cools down. When it cools down, it becomes easier. Now imagine somebody sitting in that cave and being full blown light, which is heat. It's already so heat. And imagine like a fire. Nobody can enter that cave also. Now you can go because it's cooled down. You can worship it. You can sit and meditate also near it. And you can touch it also. But otherwise, impossible. So the Devas prayed to Arunachala, cool down. And Arunachala gradually became cool. Gautama continued saying to Parvati, the Devas thus prayed, Bhagavan, Lord of Arunagiri, although your nature is fiery, you must illuminate the world in a cool form. The Vedas regard you as an embodiment of Shiva and proclaim you as that which is copper colored, bright crimson red, and wholly auspicious. Salutations to you who are known by the Vedas and who are Soma and pure bliss. The whole world, moving and unmoving, is your form. Therefore, it is your form that is seen as Devas. You produce at the end of Yugas cloud bursts, flooded streams. So here you can see they are saluting and telling, you are the Vedas, you are the Soma. See, it's that only. You are the Vedas, the sound, the Akshara comes from Shiva only, right? The Omkara, the first Om, that is the main sound, first sound. And from that sound came all the Aksharas, all the consonants of sound of the words and what we say. That only became different other vibration, tukade tukade. That vibration manifested into different worlds, lokas. So he is praising us that you are only that. You are the Soma, you are the pure Soma. Soma is the Somarasa, nectar. And you are the pure bliss. The whole world, moving and unmoving, is your form. Everything is your form. That which moves, that which doesn't move, is your form. Therefore, it is your form that is seen as Devas. So who are the Devas? Devas also nothing but you only. Your manifestations only. Then he says, you produce at the end of the Yugas cloudbursts, flooded streams, and overflowing oceans. See, one hint, nice it is there here. What is he saying? You are the one who at the end of Yugas produce cloudbursts, flooded streams, and overflowing oceans. Cloudbursts. So many incidents of cloudbursts where suddenly water floods everything. See that manifestation. What do you say? That atomic configuration. It was a cloud. Now it has turned into water. Atomic configuration, and that water is flooded. Whole changes. See, that is pralaya. When the pralaya happens, is indicating to that you produce at the end of yugas cloudbursts, flooded streams, and overflowing oceans. The oceans will start rising. The floods will start happening. Cloudbursts will start. What is happening? The earth is being overtaken by water. You see that? How is creation? From top to bottom, you see? Prithvi, it has come till Prithvi. So Prithvi has to dissolve in water. Prithvi is your Muladhara, Prithvi Tattva. Swadhisthana is your Jala Tattva. Muladhara is going to go into, it is winding up, just say, think, upwards. One goes into the other. So Prithvi has to enter into Jala. That is the meaning when we say everything flooded with water, Pralaya. The whole earth is being covered up with water. I read it somewhere, even when that water rises up, Arunachala will be the only thing that will not, Arunachala and two other spots somewhere will not be touched by water. Rest all will be flooded. Now that is clear again, this indication only, where what in the water what remains? Arunachala, only the soul will remain. That is the macrocosm, what we are talking, pralaya. But I am pointing to the inner pralaya. I am not pointing to the outer pralaya. Inner pralaya. Outer pralaya doesn't really happen until the inner pralaya happens. Listen carefully if you can understand this. Outer pralaya might keep on happening, but that is not real until the inner pralaya happens. Means, let us say you are surviving and floods comes and it all goes. You will still come back into another creation. Because you have not dissolved karmas. Inner pralaya means you have dissolved all your karmas. What we are talking, everything is going one by one, and you are coming to the soul center, nothing else left. Mukti. Then that inner pralaya is what gives you final. Outer might give you pralaya to your body, but you will again come back in some other form, in some other world. I hope you get that. So here he says, for it is said in the Vedas, from fire, water came into existence. Wonderful. From fire came water, water came earth. So earth goes into water, water will go into fire, Arunachala. Make sense? It is therefore said that the world came into existence from you, who are the supreme self. Dekho, hint aaya na pura. In this line, the clear indication. It is therefore said that the world came into existence from you, who are the supreme self. O Mahadeva, Sonachala, ocean of compassion, O Lord, let all men know you. Let everybody know you. That's a nice prayer. Let everybody, not only me. May everybody be blessed. May everybody evolve. May all be free. Let everybody know you. Yesterday's Gayatri sadhana, what did I say? This sadhana is special because it is not a personal sadhana, Gayatri sadhana. Gayatri sadhana is for personal as well as universal. Why? Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha. Bhur Bhuva Swaha means the physical body, the energy body, prana body, and my mind body, dissolution, purification. Uska hai kam. When these three purify, the intellect shines. There is a Jnanamaya Kosha. Oh, so Bhur Bhuva Swaha. When I am doing tapas, I am doing this. But at the same time, Bhur Bhuva Swaha means the earth, the astral world, and the heavenly worlds outside. Microcosm you are doing here, but macrocosm also it's affecting because both are interconnected. So when you do this sadhana, on dissolution or purification of your 3 level, outside also you are contributing to the upliftment of the consciousness. You are cleaning the bhur, earth, bhuva, the astral this dimension, and swa, Swargaloka, the higher lokas. That also is happening. So the sadhana is beautiful and very unconditional and pure because it's not selfish. It is for self and the whole world. So this word, may all men know you, is a very nice. May everybody benefit. That should be always our motivation. See, we end all our prayers with that only. May all be blessed. May we all be evolving and may we all be free. Never say that only I be free. Oh Mahadeva, take me. भाड़ में गया दुनिया. ये सब मरने दो तिल तिल. All my enemies are behind all these cunning, crooked people and all that. Damn it, take me away from here. That will not work. That shows very gross consciousness because we are not understanding all this is all reflection of him only. The play is going on. So when we say everybody, we are winding up, we are playing a collective responsible role in the collective play. So we are contributing to Shiva's play. So Om Bhur Bhuvaswa Tatsavitur Varenyam. The light that shines through these three words. Om Bhur Bhuvaswa Tatsavitur Varenyam. That light which is shining through all these three words. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. I meditate upon that godly light. I am deeply aware of that godly light. Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. May this light illuminate my intellect so that I can see my journey clearly. Let me have clarity, right and wrong. It's talking about buddhi. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam. I meditate upon that holy light, which is so purifying, adorable light of yours, which I can sense. And that's where the webinar comes into hand. Because we are not just praying, oh, your light, let it go into that world. You are actually feeling and realizing it in your koshas. You are sensing it, where that light is. How it is illuminated. I have explained in depth in that webinar. If you sit quietly for that 5 hours, no disturbance, and if you pay attention, you'll be able to experience the whole tattva there. The experience is important because as you experience, you must do those mantras. Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tatsavitur Varenyam. You are feeling that like Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. May this light that I meditate upon, which is purifying, Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya, may this light now illumine my intellect so that I have a clear vision further. So I have told that this thing can be done by spiritual children also. I have added one line there. It can be done by spiritual children. In fact, I told some of our members and all that your kids can sit with you who are spiritual because it will develop their intellectual capacity to work in the world, move in the world, clarity, memory power, sharpness, or the definition of what is right, what is wrong. Their chitta will get purified. So, not spiritually, but at least they will have a better outlook in this world. And they will not get stuck because they have a purified intellect. They can know what is right, what is wrong, and they can pave their way. What does this intellect do? It will give you right judgment, what decisions to take, right and wrong. That is what the buddhi does, viveka does. It will guide you. That's your inner guru, viveka. So in the world you need that to navigate. But when you're done with the world, whenever the children grow up or whenever they feel like it's rising, this same Gayatri mantra will turn them inward now. Bhur Bhuvasva is outside world, then your Bhuvasva, inside world, it will take you inner when the time comes. For to go in the inner journey also, you need clarity. You need proper discrimination. What is right, what is wrong, what is false, what is true. Then only you can navigate and go deep inside. For both in or out, you need Ma Gayatri's blessings, which is not a Devi somewhere outside. She is in you. Yesterday we realized that many of you who wrote, the body started vibrating, tears flowing, this happening, that happening. That is because you're realizing her in you. It is you, it is a part of you, it's not separate. So I think we'll end here. Oh Mahadeva Sonachala. Sonachala means gold. We'll continue from here tomorrow. Let's become deeply aware of today's session and whatever we contemplated on by the grace of the Lord. Without the grace of the Lord, we cannot do anything. So let's be aware of the grace of Arunachala, grace of Bhagavan Ramana in our lives, grace of all the gurus in our life. Let us be thankful and grateful for the interest that we have, the Sadvasana it is called. The two vasanas, Sadvasana and Vishayavasana. Bhagavan Ramana explains. Vishayavasana is outwardly. Vishaya means samsara, outward object, materialism, materialistic. That is Vishayavasana. Sadvasana means opposite of materialism, the Sat ke Sat, the Vasana of the Sat means God, God Vasana. Sadvasana can happen with only the reduction of Vishayavasana. That is why we are doing so much of webinars on purification. Purification means it removes outside vasanas, reduces Vishaya vasanas. Only on the reduction of that you can attain the other. You will see if you have lot of Vishaya vasanas, you cannot have Sadvasana. Anytime you attempt, you go deeper, you will not be able to go have deep experiences. Why? Because Vishaya vasanas will pull you out. So I keep saying, practice inner practices, sadvasanas also, but at the same time take care of Vishaya vasanas also. How? Not to sit and remove, uproot your, cancel your desires, or just say, no, I'm not going to do it, or just withdraw from the world and I'm going to escape. No. We must keep living at the same time that inner sadhana which is there, purification. Keep on doing the purification. From inside, as it gets cleansing, the outside will automatically lose its pull. That is how we purify. Nothing forcefully to be done. Before it ripens, the fruit must not be plucked. Become deeply aware of the grace in our lives. Meditate upon the holy hill, Arunachala. However distant the hill is, whether you have reached there, not reached there, but you can see the power of Arunachala helps you even at this distance by the mere listening or smarana or shravana, deep contemplation, reflection, introspection, just thinking, talking, feeling, remembering Arunachala also, you'll see some invisible force, grace acting. That's the power of Arunachala. That is what these Shastras again and again telling, by mere remembrance or mere darshana, just looking at it, even an image. You look at it with the right eye, if you look at it, you'll immediately get connected. So you can deeply connect to Arunachala wherever you are. By reflecting on whatever we understood today about the Holy Hill. And being grateful that the Lord is pulling us towards Himself through so many ways. Become aware of the presence of grace in your life. Focus more on the grace in your life. Even through all the obstacles, there will always be a shine of grace shining through. Even if it is a small beam, we must meditate on that small beam of light. Sometimes life might be so dark. Even at that time, whatever little light that you can see or feel, meditate on it. Know this very well, nobody will be lost. That's only the mind's play, mind's drama. Nobody can get lost. Where are you going to go, tell me? Other than this field of Chidakasha where the whole play is taking on, is there anywhere else that we can be going? Where are we going to get lost? We are still in the vicinity and in the vision and in the sight of Shiva. You cannot get lost. So, deeply imbibing these, contemplating on this truth, will develop deep faith, deep courage, deep strength, deep hope, and that will catapult our journey further. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadayachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May we all be blessed. May we all evolve. May we all be free. Arunachala Shiva. See you tomorrow at 9.